Alright, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with the Should You Summon for the Spirit Society Summons March of the Demons. And honestly, I honestly don't even know what to think. Because I'll be real with y'all, I love the design for these characters, but I also feel like none of these characters are actually really necessary, except for maybe Lisa, just for the Link Slot Potion Plus skill. I'm not saying they're bad characters, alright? Don't get that twisted. I'm just saying I don't think that they're necessary, especially if you already have replacements for these characters. So let's just get right into it. Man, yo, the art on these characters looks so good. So yeah, so main banner, you'll see here we do have Gin, Grimmjow, Rukia from 2019. We have Byakuya, excuse me, Gin, Grimmjow, and Rukia from 2018, Byakuya, Kaien, and Rangiku from 2019, and then now we're getting Shinji, White Ichigo, as well as Lisa. I do think that this new banner is actually really good. I do think that the Spirit Society from 2019 was better when they released as opposed to like this banner. All right, so let's just get right into it. Again, I do want to talk about all these characters just a little bit, not too in detail though. Strong attack recharge minus 12%, heal on his second strong attack, which counts as a melee, which could hurt him in stuff like Guild Quest, as well as just normal PvE content that might lock you from wanting to use a melee type attack if you're picking a ranged character. And he is a healer, which honestly I do feel like healers kind of have fallen off for the most part. He does have Medic, Frenzy, Bruiser 20%, Debilitator plus 2 seconds, Devastation 40%. No Berserker. Back in the day, characters didn't really get Berserker like that. 765 spiritual pressure and a lot lower attack than normal, 636. Yeah, another thing about this character is like you also get a plus 40% chance to hopefully get them to subscribe to your YouTube channel. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to hit 47.834556.38 million. Me and Mr. Beast have a bet. He's currently winning by just a little bit, but if we can get at least 5 subscribers, we might actually beat him in subscriber count. Going into his kit, he does have a Soul Reaper Killer, but he also has a range collision for strong attack. This first strong attack is going to be the same as Cacao Society Soifon, which isn't. Oh, excuse me. It's going to be the same as Nelyel. For some reason, I thought that the one thing, because it's 1000 width. Oh, it's the length is also like something like 600 or something for the Cacao Society Soifon or something like that. Magnifications 120%, does hit 6 times. It's not a horrible first strong attack, but range collision can really be a hit or miss type attack. 575 radius second strong attack for the team heal. I don't particularly like this radius anymore at all when it comes to heals or barriers or boosts, just because I feel like Caleb's already started putting out characters with Tokinada's boost, where it's a vacuum pushback breath style vortex, like crawling vortex, as well as characters like Mamasaki with the 800 AoE boost in front, which I think is really good. So I don't really want to use these characters anymore. I do love his design, he looks really cool, and he does have a full screen third strong attack. Overall, even though his art is cool, I don't think he's at all necessary in this day and age. Grimmjow, I feel like he's fallen off because of the no affiliation killer, but Caleb has done a pretty good job at bringing no affiliation enemies to the forefront. Debilitator plus 5 seconds, weakening on everything. Long reach plus 20%, which is kind of weird. If he had Havoc, he'd be so much better. Frenzy, Devastation 40% with the weakening, does deal pretty good damage. Strong attack damage as his Link, which to be honest, I wish he had strong attack recharge. I've been saying to be honest, I need to relax. First strong attack is going to be a standard lunge. Second strong attack is going to be a 625 vacuum into 675 AoE distant, or no, it's a 675 vacuum into 625 explosion. Does lock you into place. This is the same strong attack, almost like the Bankai Shuhei, but unfortunately it is a bit different. It pretty much works about the same, by what I could remember. Full screen third strong attack. He's not a bad unit. Like, you have the lunge, you have the full screen third strong attack. Second strong attack locks you into place. It's not really bad, but since he wasn't given a strong attack recharge link, and since strong attack damage links are pretty much being given out like candy with Berserker 20% along with Frenzy to literally every single new character that comes out in this day and age, like Byakuya, Berserker 20%. Berserker 20% with Frenzy, Berserker 20% with Frenzy, Berserker 20% with Frenzy, and Berserker 20% with Frenzy. So, like, unfortunately, like, I feel like he should be given a strong attack recharge should he awaken, or at the very least get strong attack recharge as a skill. That'd be really cool. Next on the list, Rukia. I feel like she falls off super hard. Strong attack, recharge minus 12%, or Rancor killer, but there's so much competition for her, in my opinion, like including her 1000-year Blood Warrior Captain Rukia version, which also has Captain Killer. Her first strong attack is the 180% modification. I'm pretty sure that this is the split 3-way attack along with Mamaretsu over there with Machine Society, as well as Orihime. Not a really bad strong attack, but the problem with this strong attack is that if you're doing it for content that isn't something like epic raids, if the enemies guard this, you lose so much damage it wasn't even worth using it in the first place. Second strong attack is going to be a 425 crawling vortex for 20 hits, and then third strong attack is going to be a vacuum pull in into explosion AoE distant attack. Not a bad attack, but I mean, like it's just, she, to be honest, I just wish she had a better treatment, because her art really does look really good, and I really love that they kept the Byakuya with the same kind of like wings as the Rukia, because I feel like they fit so well with each other. Like Rukia actually burns, which is funny because, you know, she's an ice Zanpakuto user, and Byakuya actually freezes. So yeah, going into Byakuya, I still think he's one of the better characters in this entire game. Maybe not top 10 anymore, because K-Lab's been putting out some great characters, but he does have the strong attack recharge minus 12% link with Soul Reaper Killer, complete range unit with freeze on everything, Berserker, Havoc 20%, and Frenzy, which is really good. Debilitator plus 5 seconds for that freeze, Devastation plus 40%, Poison immunity, and Sprinter plus 1. He's also one of the better characters to run for the large scroll event for stamina scrolls if that's your poison, because he does have poison immunity. Wink. Okay, that was a crap pun, my bad. YouTube, man. Yeah, I say so many stupid things because of YouTube, but whatever. Full screen. Look, you see what I'm saying? Stupid YouTube. Oh, like stupid YouTuber, right? 3000 length beam for the first strong attack, 960 circular AoE distant second strong attack, and then full screen 1200 radius thanks to Havoc 20%. I love Havoc 20%, bro. It's such a strong skill. I will say this though, characters like Byakuya with this 3000 length beam, I do feel like this is a complete new meta. Usually I'm completely fine with characters getting a lunge, but after playing Inheritance Trial and seeing just how many big enemies K-Lab like just spams in one location, when you go to use a lunge, there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to end up hitting 4 of the 6 enemies and missing the back enemies because you get stuck trying to push back the big enemies into the other ones, trying to, you know, try to position yourself into dealing as much damage as possible. But if you use like something like a 3000 length beam, you literally just immediately penetrate everything without having to worry about pushing the enemies around you so that you can get to so that you can thread the needle, which honestly I think that this is really strong. So 3000 length beam, 960 AoE distant, 1200 full screen third strong attack, very strong kit. I personally love this character, and yeah, I mean, he's pretty readily available. He gets put out in a lot of filler banners, so I wouldn't really recommend summoning for him in particular unless you're trying to go for the 5 out of 5. Going into Kaien, strong attack recharge minus 12%, Berserker 20%, Havoc 20%, Frenzy, Paralysis immunity, Devastation 40%, paralysis on all of his attacks, charge, AoE distant, third strong attack. I actually really, wait, hold up, is it a third AoE distant? I remember it being AoE distant. Never mind, I lied. 900 radius, which gets turned into a 1080 radius thanks to Havoc 20%. Thank the Lord, because like, what is that? 900 divided by 1.2, like 750 if it wasn't, if you didn't have Havoc 20%, that'd be 750 if you didn't charge it, which is horrible. It still deals the damage of a normal third strong attack, and if you want to charge it, you double the damage, which is pretty good. Second strong attack is going to be a 48 hit shockwave style ability. You do want to do this really close to boss enemies, especially if they can't be pushed back. If you are in single player and you push them up against the wall and then do this strong attack, you will deal so much damage. And this actually shreds bosses in epic raids, it shreds bosses in guild quests as well as co-op. So very good second strong attack, especially if you have this character transcended. The first strong attack is going to be a standard lunge. Havoc 20% gives you a 570 radius standard lunge. Not a bad strong attack. He does have an Arankar killer as well. He does have quite a little bit of competition, because if you have a max transcended TLA Soifon versus a limited Spirit Society Kaien, the Soifon has long stride and sprinter plus like 3 pretty much, since it's a Soifon. So it's just better to work on her, especially now with the 15-15-15 20-20-20 stuff. You can give her a lot more damage than she had before. Last but not least, Rangiku. We do have weaken on all of our attacks. First strong attack, 3000 length beam. Third strong attack, 1200 radius, full screen. Third strong attack. Second strong attack is going to be the breath style ability, same as Tokinata, Bankai Hikone, as well as I'm trying to think of who else has that second strong attack that's been released recently. Similarity. Nini and Mashiro, as well as Izuru and Kisuke. Kisuke, a lot of people are pretty familiar with Kisuke for the most part. Sorry if you haven't summoned him. Berserker plus 20%, Havoc 20%, Frenzy, Freeze Immunity, Debilitator plus 5 seconds to go along with the Weakening, Devastation for plus 40%. She hits like a truck, and she's pretty readily available, especially for those that have been playing since last year, because she was featured in the anniversary banner. Finally, the meat and potatoes. The actual main banner characters. Strong attack recharge minus 14%, Soul Reaper Killer, paralysis on all of his attacks, Berserker 20%, Havoc 20%, Frenzy, he was also given guard break and damage to paralyzed enemies plus 20%, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Devastation 40%. The damage to paralyzed enemies plus 20% and Devastation 40% forms a very, very good combo where you will deal your standard damage. You'll deal 1.4 for the devastation plus 40%. However, every subsequent hit is not only going to hit that 40%, it's also going to hit for 1.2. So 168 times 3, and then you add the 140. So his special is going to be hitting for a base damage of 644 as opposed of 400 if he didn't have devastation or the damage to paralyzed enemies, which is a damage increase of roughly I can just do divided by 400, which is a damage increase of like 61%. Right, so that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, so that's pretty much Shinji's special move. Going into his actual attacks, first strong attack is going to be the 18% magnification, 14 hits. This is not a super strong attack, however, it will have a lot of hits to it, so it's very possible to start paralyzing enemies thanks to his range collision. Second strong attack is going to be the AoE to shave. This is going to be the same strong attack as Power Ginjo. It's pretty much a vacuum. What is it? Geez, this second strong attack is so weird. It's an AoE melee collision pull in into shave breath style attack with some pretty good damage and a vortex to it. Also has 18 hits built into it, which means that you could potentially paralyze the enemy and deal even more damage. Third strong attack is going to be a standard full screen 1200 radius full screen third strong attack. His design looks really, really good. I think that he could have been an excellent unit. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset that Lisa ended up, don't get me wrong, Lisa's amazing, but I was really upset that Lisa ended up getting the Link Slot Potion plus skill instead of the Shinji, because Shinji, like Camp Your Own World Kenpachi is a limited unit, and I feel like it's kind of sus that this character didn't get the Link Slot Potion plus skill for instead of Lisa, though don't get me wrong, I kind of wish that they would have both had it. That would have been nice if they just started coming out with more Link Slot Potion plus skills, because this grind for 15 15 15 and 2020, excuse me, 2020 is really, really grindy. Like, it's super, super, super grindy. All right, next on the list, White Ichigo. His Oni design looks so, so good. He has a no affiliation killer, normal attack damage plus 20%, Berserker 40%. However, when it comes to his normal attack string, he does have 785 attack base, Bruiser 30%, Flurry, Guard Break, and Poise. So he's going to be a very, very good NAD unit, straight up. He also has strong attack recharge minus 12%. That's going to help with his Walking Vortex for his second strong attack. That looks really, really, really good. Sprinter plus 1, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, weaken to all of his attacks, as well as the debuff ability that Shuhei has. This breaks defense by 80%, which is going to be absolutely insane for content like Epic Raids. Damage to weaken enemies plus 20% if it wasn't already crazy damage. Like, weakening an enemy gives you like 30 to 40% more damage, and then you're going to add an extra 20% on top of that damage, which is really, really crazy. Alright, so going into his actual kit, he does have a normal attack damage link of 20%. So with the Bruiser of 30%, he is getting Bruiser 50%, essentially with Flurry, Guard Break, and Poise, which is really good. Melee type unit, and he also has the 1000 by 1000 first strong attack, so very, very good spread on this. This is going to be really good for something like Guild Quest to knock down the trash mobs if you need to. Second strong attack is going to be a Walking Vortex, which is pretty nice just because in something like Guild Quest, and I know I'm saying Guild Quest a lot, but In something like Guild Quest, you'll be able to lock down all the enemies, including the boss, for a significant amount of time. Now, it does have a long cooldown, but it's nice that he was given strong attack recharge innately, so you don't have to like worry about trying to keep that vortex up at all times. This second strong attack is going to be the same as Oetsu for those that are familiar with it in terms of its utility, and then his third strong attack is going to be a standard full screen third strong attack, and his NAD is going to be a standard 375 NAD. He wasn't given a long reach, which is kind of unfortunate, but I mean, I think that he'll perform just fine as is. And last but not least, for the main character of the banner, Lisa. Lisa has Mind Link Stop Potions +5 for inheritance zones only. Berserker 20%, Havoc 20%, Frenzy, and Sprinter +1, Debilitator +5 seconds, Weaken on her second and third, Freeze on her NAD, her first, and her special move. So pretty much those are going to just stop the units in place, and the second and third are going to be used to just try to knock down as much damage as possible should those proc. It's nice to know that you can freeze on a stick with the special move. Going into her new skill, Team/Party. Heart attribute Soul Reaper damage to status ailment affected enemies +20%. I think that this is a really good team buff, because if you're running characters like a bunch of Rukias or a bunch of Lisas in something like Inheritance Zone, you'll actually be able to proc that relatively often, and then not only will you get the 20% damage bonus, but they'll get damage bonus on top of that too. So stuff like Epic Raids, Guild Quest, like Guild Quest is going to be really good if you're using a whole team of heart attribute Soul Reaper units, right? So yeah, the overall very good character. She does have a Hollow Killer as well, and she is a ranged unit. First strong attack is going to be the 3000 length beam. Second strong attack is going to be the 510. I'm trying to remember if this was a plant vortex. I want to say that this was, yeah, this is a crawling vortex also, or at least it seems like a crawling vortex. I don't think that it tracks, which is kind of weird. I could have swore that I saw it moving, but I might be mistaken. And then her third strong attack is going to be a standard full screen 1200 radius. So 3000 length beam, 1200 radius, third strong attack. Very good unit, despite the second strong attack being a vortex. However, the vortex itself in something like Guild Quest could be useful, or in just standard PvE content where you're trying to lock down enemies. And since it has a high chance of proccing the vortex, could be pretty useful. Overall, her special moves are good, and I think that this banner, I don't think that K-Lab missed. I feel like they did such a good job. Now, going into some of the individuals that are coming out as these banners are dropping, you'll see here Nelyel does have Fierce Battle Ichigo, Ishin, Halibel, and Kisuke. Nelyel is going to be a Guild Quest god when it comes to a Rankar melee or Rankar Killer Week. Next on the list, you have Noitora's banner, which also comes out with Jushiro, Aizen, Sun, and Shinji. None of these characters are really necessary in my opinion, so I do think that this banner is an easy skip, though I do think that Noitora is going to have his day in court when no affiliation enemies come to Inheritance Trial because of that status ailment chance plus, and then the laceration damage to lacerate enemies plus 80% if you're going to be using him in that type of content. Like, damage to lacerate enemies plus 80% when you get him to 15 is going to be so strong, considering that you're going to want a lot of people running this character in particular, because they're all Fierce Battle, they're all premium pool units. Hopefully everyone like in your party will pull him. 2500 length beam, 625 by 625 AoE distant, which does have a high chance of proccing because of the 12 hits on it, and then his third strong attack standard full screen. Overall, I do think that this Noitora in something like Inheritance Trial is going to make life so much easier for a lot of people, because it also stops your insta-kill mechanics on a lot of the characters, as well as strong attacks for the bosses, right? Alright, so going into the next banner that comes out, this comes out on April 11th, so we're gonna have 10 to 11 days with the Spirit Society banner, and you'll see here that this banner does have Lisa, Grimmjow, Ginzuru, as well as the Mind Nelyel. One thing to note is that I haven't really talked about the rates of this banner, which I probably should. Going into it, I really was happy about this 5-star 1.5% rate, because this is a 9-character banner with 4.5% rates. Normally it'll be 6% with 12 characters in the pool. However, what K-Lab did here is kind of interesting. You have the 4.5 for the 9 characters, which is the same rate as before. However, the 5-star other rate will pull from all the premium pool characters, all the seasonal characters, which is actually pretty damn good for a lot of players that are new to the game. However, you gotta read the fine print. Thanks, K-Lab. The premium pool and seasonal pool that this pulls from only goes up to the release of Bond, Uryu, Ichigo, and Chad from 2018. No Christmas characters, not a 4th anniversary Ichigo or Full Hollow Ichigo or Mugetsu, no 5th anniversary Byakuya or Ichigo. It's just old characters. So if you end up hitting something that's not Spirit Society, you can bet your damn ass that it's probably not usable unless it was like the golden era of 2017 with like Fullbring Ichigo, Ginjo, and there's a few good characters. Man, hopefully they resurrect my tag team Ichigo soon and make them playable. But yeah, I mean, it's not really a bad. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Usually, like the last 3 fillers of these banners are usually garbage, anyways, and this will actually help bring more variety to these banners, just because they keep putting out the same garbage characters over and over and over again and over again. Like, how many times did we get weakened in these banners? So like, I mean, hopefully it ends up being a good thing. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be the same for these banners with the 4 characters. It's 4% chance with the feature 4-star characters, and then 1% chance for the other characters, which is going to be the premium and seasonals. But like, the fact that there's seasonals, I do think is a little bit better than just normal Brave Soul tickets, because you could get swimsuit characters from way back in the day, which you might not have already unless you like spent money for the character packs. Going into White Ichigo's banner, you do have Fierce Battle Ikaku, Rukia, as well as Tesla. Ikaku is a great character. Rukia is an excellent character, especially for this type of content, the Inheritance Trial. But like, you'll see here that it starts on April 17th, so you're not going to even have much time to use this Rukia if she would be new. And White Ichigo is over here. Like, honestly, this is a pretty damn good individual banner for these characters. Grimmjow, one of the hardest hitting units in the game. I'll just go over a little bit. I don't want to go too deep. Damage inflicted at full stamina plus 25% goes to 50 if you want to do 15, 15, 15. 2500 length beam. 625 AoE lunge, 2nd strong attack, and full screen 3rd strong attack. He also has a berserker of 40% and technique attribute or Rankar strong attack damage plus 20%. So like, the thing that's crazy about this character is, say he has the base damage, right? Then you have the click 100. So you have the base damage times 1.4 berserker. Damage inflicted at full stamina gets calculated after the berserker. So then you calculate the technique attribute of Rankar strong attack damage, which isn't part of the berserker. So 1.2, and then you multiply this by 2, and you'll see here that he deals 420% damage. And if I take someone like, say, let's take a character that actually hits pretty hard. Let's just go with Byakuya, for example. So 100 times 2 times 1.2 for the Berserker, 20%. You'll see here that he hits for 240 as opposed to the Grimmjow that hits for 420. Now, sure, Byakuya has more range, but this Grimmjow hits stupid amounts of hard. He is dummy thick, bro. He's like thinking Belle Delphine is like super skinny and has no body until you see her jiggle her butt for the first time, and I'm like, wow, she actually got a little bit of cake. All right, so strong attack recharge minus 12%, Hollow and Soul Reaper Killer, poison on all of his attacks. Unfortunately, these enemies are resistant to poison when it comes to Inheritance Trial, but he still does perform incredibly well here. He has a strong attack recharge as his link, Berserker 20%, Frenzy, and Guard Break, which is nice, Sprinter +1, and you also have a little ally that runs around and deals a garbage amount of your normal attack damage string. It's cute in theory, but I don't think that he performs all that well. Standard lunge for strong attack, 800 AoE distant 2nd, and then full screen 3rd. Going into the next banner, you do have Koga, Edrad, and Shinji, and garbage. Like this, I'm sorry, but this is just garbage. Koga personally has the best kit in the entire game, in my opinion. You have the Havoc 20%. Unfortunately, he came out during a time when they weren't starting to give out Berserker everywhere. Strong attack recharge minus 14%. Hollow Killer, excellent character when it comes to this freaking Inheritance Trial. He's so amazing. First strong attack, standard 3000 length beam, thanks to the Havoc 20%. 960 AoE distant 2nd strong attack, the circle, oh, it's beautiful. And then his 3rd strong attack, AoE distant, radius 1170, the 975 AoE in front that turns into 1170 thanks to Havoc 20%. This strong attack is so good. Being able to just snipe from across the map is probably one of the most satisfying things to do with this character. He has a good kit. He has freeze and paralyze on his second and third, as paralyzed on the stick on the special with debilitator plus 5 seconds. He has killer in this inheritance trial. I think he does incredibly well. Going into Drad, he does have the 2500 length beam, 800 AoE, and then 1000 standard full screen third strong attack. Unfortunately, he was given a human killer and he kind of fell off pretty hard. Damage to burning enemies plus 20%, frenzy and guard break, devastation 40%, and berserker 20%. He is a good unit, I will say that, but like the human killer I feel like holds him back until Caleb decides to add like human enemies, which I really don't see them doing in the near future. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys ground up, touch me up, hit me up, stay blessed. I'm sorry this video took so long. I wanted to make sure that I cover every single thing in all aspects because these individual banners are very, very, very good. These the main banner units are actually very, very, very good. I'm personally wanting Lisa the most. If I can pull Shinji or White Ichigo, I'll probably stop as soon as I pull one of them, and then I'll just go for Lisa's individual. The main reason being I do want the Mind Link Slot Potions Plus, and even though I do have Rukia already fully built up at 10, 10, 10, no, 15, 15, 15, I don't have enough droplets. Being able to run both Lisa and Rukia on the same team, one being melee, one being range, is going to be good for content like large scrolls, as well as being able to do solo player IZ without having to care about doing online if I'm in a rush, right? Because yeah, link slot potions are a lot more valuable now with this new inheritance trial, but I mean, I guess that's eye of the beholder and completely opinion, but that's my opinion. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. I hope this video was able to help you make an informed decision. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.